Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. All the information that you need to know can be found within this document. There's also a page with links to my YouTube video tutorials, and so if you want to do some revision on any topic, you can find the information on any of the videos there that takes you step by step through the music theory and practice workbook. You can access information about the books that I have available too. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best make use of the preparation time as you work towards your exam and do your revision. And also it helps with lots of tips and hints of how to best make use of the time when you're actually sitting in the exam room taking the exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there. And so if you grab your pencil, you'll need a sharp pencil, a ruler and an eraser, and we're going to crack on and get into the past papers. So these are the exam papers that were sat in the exam of 2016, and this paper A was set in the first exam session of that year. So I do recommend that you have a go at this on your own first of all. It's always better to try and to learn by your mistakes. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, you will learn for next time. Best to make your mistakes now rather than in the actual exam. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this yourself, and then I'm going to work through each question with you now. And so question 1 asks us to add the time signature to each of these 3 melodies. Now in this exam, we're only going to be counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes, and so our bottom number is going to be 4. We've got 3 time signatures, and each one of those we know straight away we're going to be counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes, and so we just now need to decide how many crotchet beats or quarter notes per bar. I do suggest that you just glance ahead and choose a really easy bar. Perhaps this bar is a little more complicated, whereas this bar or this bar are easier to count. So just go for the easy bars, and in crotchet beats or quarter notes we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we know that that's 4 over 4. Alternatively, you could put common time, which means the same thing. And so this next one, bar 2 here, gives us a quick and easy answer. We've got 1, 2 crotchet beats or 2 quarter notes per bar. So that's done. And then this next one, this bar isn't so tricky, so we've got 2 beats there, and then a half of a half makes another one, so we've got 3 crotchet beats or 3 quarter notes per bar. And so there we go. That's the first part of that question done. The second part of that question asks us to add missing bar lines to this melody. So here the time signature is given and we've got to add bar lines. And very generously they've given us the first bar line. So there should be 4 crotchet beats in a bar, so it's just checking that you know your note values. That's worth 4 beats bar line. So we've got a 1 beat. That's half a beat rest. Don't forget to include rests in your maths. That's half a beat of note. So we've got 1, 2, there's a beat, that makes 3. There's a beat, that makes 4. So with your ruler, there's your first bar line. That's worth 4, and we know that because they've already given us that there, so that's another clue. And then we've got a 2, add a 1 makes 4, and so we know we're correct. We've not gone awry somewhere along the middle. Now this question 2, they've asked us to write a 2-bar rhythm. Now this no longer occurs in the exam paper from 2018 onwards, and so that will no longer appear, and so we're going to just skip that question because it's not part of your exam paper anymore, and we'll move on to the next question. So question 3. So question 3 says after each note write a higher note. So here are 2 important clues, and they've even italicised those because it's saying after and higher. If you write a note lower, if you drop an octave, you've actually changed the interval. It always counts upwards, And they've said after each note because they've asked us to name the melodic interval, to create the melodic interval. Remember, a melodic interval is where two notes come one after the other as if it was a melody, whereas a harmonic interval is where they come together as a harmony or a chord. And so they've actually really spelled out what they're after here to get this melodic interval. The key is G major, and so we're always going to be counting from G upwards. So just watch your clefs, but really, you know your bottom note is G and you just count the steps. So the only way you can really kind of go wrong is if you forget to count this given note as note 1, because we have to count that as 1, that's the first degree of the scale, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting line, space, line, space, line. If you forget to count your given note as 1, you'll just go 1 and start on the next step up and you'll be a degree out all the time. So as long as you remember to count that first note as 1, you'll be sorted. Don't forget you will need ledger lines if you've gone high. So we're here high in the bass clef and we've got to count to 4. So 1 is the space, 2 is the line, 3 is the space, so 4 is going to be on the ledger line. And if you think of your letter names G, A, B, C, we need a ledger line. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So we're counting a seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From G to F, it's actually F sharp, but your key signature will always take care of that. Okie dokie, next one. So we're counting a third from this bass clef G. 1 is the line, 2 is the space, 3 is the next line. There we go. An octave or an eighth, so we know we're going from G to G, so we could do that straight away. If you're not sure though, by all means count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our octave. And a second is a next door note because the given note is 1, the second is note 2. There we go. And so that will complete that question and gain you full marks. And the next question is of a similar subject. We're still counting degrees of the scale, only this time they've given us the notes in the form of a melody and we've just got to name the intervals or name the degree of the scale. We're in C major, so we're always counting from C. Remember, we're in the treble clef, and so they've given us a starting point, so by all means that will help you, so make use of that. So if you think C, counting upwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we can take that as our starting point. So C is 1, so we can say either first or eighth. Oh, I've missed one. Let's go back. C is 1. So the next door note D is the second. There we go. And now we're back at this one. C is 1, or we can say octave or first, or octave or eighth. All kind of means the same thing. Let's have a look at this one. So counting from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a sixth. Here we've got a note C again, so that's an octave. If you're not sure, count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So octave. C to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, D, E, F. There we go. Fourth. Here we've got a B, which we know is next door to the C. So we're just one step away from the octave, so it's a seventh. If you're not sure, by all means count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, getting there. So from here, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a fifth. And we can double check that with the one that they've given us, so we know that we're correct. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3 is a third. There we go, and that's that first part of the question complete. The second part of a question is quite quick. It just says draw a circle around the lowest note in the melody. We haven't even got to name it, we've just got to observe it and circle it. And the lowest note, we've gone so low, and then it's a ledger line, so it's that one. And that should score you full points for those questions so far. We'll continue the next set of questions in the next video. I do hope that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that would be great. Subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. and please do visit sharonbale.com to make full use of all the resources there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.